The front door opened, letting in a group of young men. One of them got into the room, walked straight to the band, and shook the pianist's hand in the middle of the song. He stood at an angle, and I couldn't see his face. The band continued without the pianist, who had a laugh with the man I was observing.
I can't believe he's here.
I heard Kendra's voice and turned to see her gaze fixated on the man who spoke with the pianist. She straightened her dress.
Excuse me for a moment,
She said to Edward and me. We watched Kendra approach him confidently.
Your friend has a rare gift.
Edward winked at me. He observed Kendra, beaming and laughing with the stranger she'd just met, as if they'd known each other for years. A few minutes later, he gave her his business card. Edward raised an eyebrow. I laughed.
Your glass is empty.
He gently took it out of my hand.
Wait here. I'll be right back.
The tune ended, and Kendra bent and whispered something to the pianist. He nodded and started to play a new tune. It was rounder, almost sad, and I recognized it. Lullaby of Birdland. She turned to me and smiled. I smiled back, and then the man she was speaking with turned too, and looked me straight in the eyes. All of a sudden I felt dizzy. The room became more noisy. It spun around me, and I felt as though I were taking it all in one breath. Edward was at the other end, walking toward me with glasses, looking as though he was about to tell me something funny. Kendra was close, right next to the band and me, laughing with her new acquaintance. On the right, two waitresses pushed a serving table to another room. Trays were moving. The couple resumed their dance. A bottle fell on the floor. The front door opened. More people walked in. The colors were mixed, faded. The lamps were too bright, and the floor was shaky. I felt very unsteady. Edward's face was suddenly serious, looking at me with worry. The light was beginning to become dim, and I couldn't hear the tune anymore. And then, in a split second, everything went black.
Are you all right, miss?
Someone was holding me, someone with strong arms. I'm fine, I think. The large arms were helping me to a chair.
Sit down.
I opened my eyes slowly. Two large blue eyes looked at me intently, the same eyes of the man who had just stood next to Kendra. Now that his face was close enough to recognize, I knew I had seen him before somewhere. He looked at me, worried. Kendra was right beside him.
Thanks for the help, Mark.
Mark smiled, but kept looking at me. He had a great smile.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. I tried to sit up straight, and he helped me. Thanks. There was something special about his face. The short golden hair was a shade I hadn't seen before. Or had I? He still looked at me, concerned. It's probably just the wine, I reassured him. I hardly ever drink.
That's a very healthy habit.
He smiled again, as if he was almost happy to have been there to help. He also had dimples. I'd always loved dimples. I suddenly felt hot. I'd like to go outside.
I can take you.
Mark held his hand out to help me up. I took it, and I felt a nice warmth spread through his fingers to mine. He held my hand tight and led me out to the balcony, opening the heavy door and helping me through. Kendra followed. The rain had stopped, and there was no wind. I breathed in the fresh air.
Are you okay waiting here?
Mark asked.
I'll go get you a glass of water.
Julie. I'm Julie.
Julie.
He said it so softly, and it sounded like music when spoken by his voice. I smiled at him.
I'll be right back.
He turned and left us. I looked at Kendra. She was staring at me. What?
You're blushing.
I'm not blushing.
Yes, you are.
No way. I never blush.
I know that, but you are blushing now.
I stopped. She was right. I was indeed blushing. Not just blushing. I was almost burning up. My pulse raced, too, and it was a bit difficult to breathe. I knew that it was freezing outside, but I felt so hot. Who is that guy Mark? I feel like I've seen him before.
You must have. That's Marcus Ralston. His company makes software for large corporations.
The billion-dollar computer company you want to do events for?
Yes, that one.
He's really nice.
Yes, he is, but you don't normally notice that.
She tilted her head. She was right. I was surprised at myself. I was normally cool around men. Never anything even close to this. I was behaving like a teenage girl around him. I could still feel the exact touch of his fingers on my skin, and my heart wouldn't quiet down. Well, maybe he's special.
Special?
Kendra looked at me curiously.
He must be. You're all red.
I smiled. I liked being all red for him. The heavy clouds parted, and then Kendra caught my hand.
Julie, look.
She whispered. The light of the moon shone brightly on the balcony, and my hand sparkled in soft blue light where Mark had touched me. You could see his fingerprints. I quickly hid it with the other hand. A moment later, my life flashed in front of my eyes. First came the memory of my loving parents, welcoming me, their fifth child. My eldest brother, John, 190 years old, holding me. The early years when my magical powers were as hard for me to control as it was to tie shoelaces. Then, the later years spent up in my bedroom, studying the ancient family spell books. And then, that terrible day at the pool, when I was nearly drowned for my powers by someone who wanted to steal them, and the old sorceress who gave me the binding potion. Her words were with me ever since that day.
All witches are guardians, bound by both destiny and love. When you meet your true love, the man you are destined to protect, your charge, your powers will return, and you will be a target once more.
The clouds thickened, and the light of the moon disappeared again. I looked at Kendra, the only friend I had who knew my secret, and the only person outside my family with whom I could openly speak about magic.
Do you think?
She said, still looking at my hand, which was now back to normal. I nodded. I knew exactly what the blue shine had meant. I had been waiting for it for a long time. The moon sign. It happened when a guardian and a charge first met. It could not be confused for anything else. Kendra, he's...
Shh. Don't say anything out loud. You never know who is in the next room and might hear you.
We turned to look at Mark, getting me water from the other side of the room. I need a moment to myself.
Right.
Kendra watched him pick up the glass.
You stay here. I'll go and distract him. Give you some time to think.
She turned and walked back into the crowded room. I watched her through the clear glass, making her way toward Mark. Mark Ralston, my charge. Dashing, bright eyes, strong arms, great smile, one of the most sought-after men in the city. I didn't need time to think. I needed to get out of there as soon as possible.